Julian Franklin. Today I want to talk about the game show that we do. We call it the Know Show, or the Know What You Need to Know show. It's the only show that you need to know if you want to know what you know and what you know about what you know. It's the only place to go. All right, enough of that. But anyway, the point is that it is a super fun show. It's an amazing production. What we have is literally huge player positions, like you might see in a television show, a game show like Jeopardy or something. And we've got 4 of those positions. Each one of the positions has 4 different buttons. And so we have a team of 4 players at each position. 4 positions times 4 players each, a total of 16 people on stage, and we rotate through several different times. We have 50 different people up there before we even get to the teacher round, and the teacher round is the highlight of the whole show. The kids are answering some academic questions with a few silly questions thrown in just to keep things lively. And then at the very end, we bring in the adults, and the adults are answering only pop culture, no academic questions, because we want to keep it very fun and lighthearted. And so then the teachers get to come up and they get to have a little bit of fun with it. The powerful thing about this show, for years and years, way back when it was the TOS test, if you even remember that. Some of you have been teaching that long, but that's when I was a teacher, was when it was the TOS test, and then it went to the tax test, and I taught the tax test, and then that was the year that we started this company, actually, and of course then we moved on to the Star and whatnot. But the fact of the matter is that what happens is people were begging me, please write a show about the test, not teaching the test, of course, but just to get the kids ready for the test, to help prepare them, so I call this my prep rally. And for years I wouldn't do it. There's a great book called Testing Miss Malarkey, and if you read it, you'll get it, that I really did not believe in this idea of bringing in a show where there's dancing monkeys and peering elephants, all to tell the kids, look, relax, it's no big deal, it's no big deal. Then why are you putting on all this crazy shenanigans? So what I did is I said, look, if I'm going to do it, I want a show that actually teaches real applications in a real powerful way. I have to be able to do something on stage in 45 minutes that your teachers cannot do over the course of a semester. That's extremely difficult for me to create that but that's the only thing that I'm going to do. If I can't get up there and deliver that, then I don't want to do the show. This show delivers that, because what happens is we have a game show. The kids are playing the games, and I tell them, I say, okay, this question, whoever buzzes in first is going to get it wrong. This question, you're going to get it wrong. Whoever buzzes in first, you have to think it's not a trick question, but it is a tricky question. And invariably, when they buzz in, they're going to get it wrong. I mean, 100% of the time they get it wrong. And again, it's not a trick question. These are, in fact, some of these are very, very similar to questions that we've got from release tests in the past. And what happens is, I say, look, do you see what happened? You rushed through, you didn't follow all of these steps, you didn't double check your answers, all the things that your teachers have told these kids 1,000 times. They've heard it until they're sick of hearing it. But they've heard it so much that they've learned to block it out. And so when we get them in a situation where they have to make these mistakes, they have to answer quick, because if you're not the first to buzz in, you don't get your answer. And so what happens is we force the kids to make the same mistakes that they're going to make anyway, but they get instant feedback. They're not getting a test handed back to them 2 weeks later where they go, oh, I missed number 3, I missed number 7, oh, okay, whatever. And they're only concerned with their grade. They're not concerned with, wait, why did I miss that? How did I miss that? But when they're up in front of their peers in a big group setting like that, and we have the opportunity to stop the game, let's address why this question went wrong, why every single group got it wrong. All 16 of you got it wrong, which happens all the time. Then I say, look, here's what, do you see what, oh, now I see the mistake you made. Do you understand why your teachers say slow down? Do you understand why your teachers say double check your answer? Now do you understand why your teachers say highlight keywords? All of those test-taking strategies that your teachers have given them, now it's finally brought home in a really powerful way, a real visceral. They feel it, they get it. Oh man! And there's just a super powerful experience to have that happen, even for the kids in the audience, because they can see, oh wow, I do see what happens. Because the teachers do. In the teacher round, we even have some silly questions, but it's the same way. I say, be careful, because this one's kind of tricky. There's one about how many, I don't want to spoil it, but there's questions about cards, for example, that, a deck of cards, and the teachers will get it wrong because you think it's one thing, but oh no, now I see what happened. Anyway, a fantastic show. I call it the Know What You Need to Show, No Show, or the Game Show. Either way, the Game Show or the Know What You Need to Know Show. It's a little more expensive because it's a huge major production, but oh my goodness, it is so worth it. The Game Show or the Know What You Need to Know Show, the No Show.